What's up, Average Dad fans? Welcome back to another video. And today we're going to talk about, well, patience. Patience is something that I am lacking. I know this. I can confess that I have zero patience when it comes to certain things. One of those things being technology. You can be sure that as soon as the latest and greatest phone is released from Android or Apple, I'll probably buy it at least to review, if not to keep. However, financial times are hard all across the globe, especially now. Christmas is coming, it's just round the corner. As we speak, Santa is, well, he's probably still sleeping to be fair, but he should be getting up soon and doing some prep. But what I want to discuss today is how a little bit of patience can buy you today an outstanding phone from Samsung. Yes, you heard me right, I said Samsung. So, the Samsung Galaxy S20 Ultra was £1,300 new. That was for the base 12 gigabytes of RAM. I say base, 12 gig of RAM in a phone is insane, and 128 gigabytes of storage. However, the S20 Ultra does have its unique benefit, and I say unique especially in 2021, it does have expandable storage using micro SD up to 1 terabyte. So I am actually going to say that for £1,300 you're getting a terabyte of storage, because you can get a micro SD card for like 20 quid. In 2021, 18 months on from when the phone was released, you can pick up a refurbished Samsung Galaxy S20 Ultra, that's a mouthful, for £519.99. So probably don't need to watch the end of this video because I told you the price. Maybe I should work on my retention skills and like save some suspense. No, I'm not here to trick you. That's what I paid for it. If you want to know more about the Samsung Galaxy S20 and see a bit of a comparison between the iPhone 12 Pro Max, stay tuned. First things first, let's take a look at the Samsung Galaxy S20 Ultra. So, the phone itself, I have gone for the Cosmic Black version, I believe they call it. Obviously, we'll talk about this huge camera bump in a second, but what I want to discuss first is the display. So this is, no matter which year you're talking about, this is a 2020 phone, but trust me, in 2021, there is not a better device, or display, sorry. This is a 6.9 inch QHD 120 Hz Super AMOLED panel. So what does that mean? One of the biggest ever displays on a flagship phone at 120 Hz. That's what it means. Now, other cool things about the Galaxy are the live wallpapers on the lock screen and on the home screen, but we'll get into the whole customization a bit later on. Now, the phone itself is a glossy black sandwich, so obviously glossy front display, glossy back, with aluminium rails all the way around the sides. Now we've got a super clean left hand side as you look at the phone, because the Bixby button was removed, thank God. And then the right hand side we have the volume up and down rocker, the power button which you can hold down for assist, but again it's Android so you can actually customize it to be anything. You've got a SIM ejection tool at the top with a forward facing speaker, tiny little speaker coming out of the speaker grill for your phone call. And then at the bottom you have a downward facing speaker here with the USB-C connector. So it's dual firing speakers which sound awesome, and again I'll show you them in a little bit. Now, as far as software, this came pre-baked with Android 10. It's now been updated to Android 11 with One UI, I want to say 3.1 or 1, well, I don't know. It's the latest Samsung software. Security wise, we've got Face Unlock, which works first time every time. We've got the ultrasonic, not optical fingerprint scanner, which I actually prefer because it doesn't do that whole like super bright thing. It does work every time if I hold it. There we go. See, it works every time if I actually hold the phone in the right orientation. And you've got pattern pin as well for security. So biometrics are on deck and full security features. So that's what the phone looks like. I want to discuss, as mentioned, the camera. So we've talked about the design, I've already told you the price. To reiterate, £519. This camera is a quad camera setup. One of the cameras is just a depth of field, time of flight sensor, so it helps with portrait mode pictures. Apparently, still not as good as an iPhone, but it helps. The other three cameras on the rear are, so you have your ultra wide 48 megapixel camera, you have your 108 megapixel wide main camera, and then you have the 10 times hybrid, optical hybrid telephoto lens. I think it's 48 megapixel telephoto lens, but you can see plastered on the back there, I don't know if you will be able to see that too well, 100 times space zoom. Now, a lot was made of this back when the phone was released, and quite rightly so, Samsung were kind of panned in the press for this. You can put 100 times zoom on anything. You can make it, if you put enough glass and mirrors anywhere, you can zoom in as much as you like. But when the quality deteriorates so much, it's a bit of a sham to put 100 times zoom. However, I'm going to pull up some camera comparisons since we're talking about the camera just now. Now, these are comparisons between my iPhone 12 Pro Max and the S20 Ultra. You can see from all camera angles, to be honest, the Samsung's just as good, if not better in certain situations, particularly in low light. 100% the night mode on the Samsung is far superior to the iPhone. Where it kind of slips up for me is in portrait mode and video, but we all know that iPhone have the best video. However, the zoom, let's talk about it. Anything up to 30 times zoom, pristine, clear, quality pictures. You've got a 2.5 times optical zoom on the iPhone, so obviously like way down on the Samsung. However, there's some digital zoom up to around 20 times digital zoom on the iPhone. But you can see even with the iPhone at the full kind of 20 times, quality deteriorates quite a lot. The Samsung 30 times quality is still there. I'd say if we're looking from 4K to HD, 4K is anything up to sort of 10 times zoom, HD goes down to about 30 times zoom. Anything past 30 times zoom and your kind of 720p or back to 2011 1.2 megapixel cameras. So other features about the phone, obviously we've talked about the camera, we've talked about the software. The One UI software is so intuitive compared to what it used to be. I used to rock a Samsung S6 and I even had the Note 10 Plus 5G, and the software just wasn't as intuitive as I'd like it to be. However, nowadays One UI software kind of emulating what Apple do in some respects, which is not a bad thing. Apple can kill it with software. As far as software support, you are buying a 1.5 year old phone, so support wise you'll probably have software updates for another 1.5 years and security patches for another 2.5 at most. However, if this was the last software update I got, I can guarantee you this would do me another 3 to 5 years comfortably. And security updates, again, you're going to be fine. If it never got any more security patches, the phone would still do you another few years. Absolutely no problems whatsoever. Now, obviously, I've compared it to the iPhone 12 Pro Max, so it would be remiss of me not to show you the two phones side by side. The iPhone is 4 to 6 millimeters wider than the Samsung. However, you can see there the Samsung is slightly taller. I do like the aspect ratio of the iPhone, I have to say, but with its squared off edges, it is actually quite, not hard to, oh my god, first world problems. It's not as ergonomic or comfortable in the hand, whereas the Samsung totally is. Obviously you can see here as well, another feature, but this is across pretty much every Android phone nowadays, always on display. Apple use an OLED panel. They could put an always on display here, but they don't. And even with the 13, they still don't. Apple, step your game up. I guess what I want to show you is viewing YouTube clips. Again, YouTube clips from myself, and listening to the speaker, so I'll pop up that way on Epidemic Sound. Epidemic Sound, by the way, obviously not a video sponsor, but that's where all the music from any of my videos comes from. Absolutely love it. What's up, Average Dad fans? Welcome back to another video. And I've done it for the first time ever. Yes, me, Apple fanboy, first time ever. I bought a MacBook. Not just any MacBook, a MacBook Pro. What's up, Average Dad fans? Welcome back to another video. And I've done it for the first time ever. Yes, me, Apple fanboy, first time ever. I bought a MacBook. Not just any MacBook, a MacBook Pro. The new So I mean, you can see there the difference between the iPhone and the Samsung screen wise. I prefer the tiny little hole punch camera, which I should also mention, as I completely forgot when talking about the rear cameras, there is a front facing 40 megapixel camera. The front facing camera pixel bins down to 10 megapixels, really sharp video and photos from that selfie camera, and the rear camera does nano-binning, so if you're using a 108 megapixel sensor, it will 9 times bin essentially down to 12 megapixels. 12 12 megapixels is the standard. Most photos are that, any JPEGs are 12 megapixels. With non-binning though, if you were creating a billboard ad, for example, something huge, 108 megapixels will mean that the image is sharp all across. If you try to blow up an iPhone's 12 megapixel camera to billboard size, that ain't gonna work. Try it with a canvas, not even a billboard. You'll notice the sharpening on the 108 megapixel is where the benefit actually comes in. Okay, so that was it. That was my kind of short review comparison, why you should buy video. So if I could summarize this, why you should buy the Samsung Galaxy S20 Ultra in 2021, because it is still an absolute flagship of a phone. Again, the specs, 6.9 inch WQHD screen, 120Hz refresh rate. With the choice to go down to 60Hz and have WQHD, what you can't have is WQHD plus and 120Hz. You do have to make that choice. That is something that the S21 Ultra has obviously taken away as far as choice. You can have both running at the same time. It was to protect battery life, but the battery life on this is 5,000 milliamp hours, so you're going to get a day to 2 days depending on your usage every time. No matter how heavily you use this phone, I can't imagine you're going to kill it in a day. I certainly wouldn't. Yeah, it's an absolute monster. If you want to know any of the features of One UI, then there are other videos. I'm not going into the whole software features. The customization, I mean from lock screen all the way through to your call screen. Everything can be customized, themes, colors, icons, animations. I mean, one thing I will show you on this phone is what I've done here is, so if I open up any app, you'll see, oh, there was a rock, my boy. You'll see that there is absolutely no like animation that comes up. So again, just to show you, and now you can go into the developer settings again. I can quickly tell you, if you go to about this phone in your settings, tap on build number 7 times until the pin screen appears, type in your pin number for your phone, and then that activates developer options, and in there you can change your animations. There's 3 different options for like your window animations, and yeah, it just makes the phone snappier. Again, with that 120Hz refresh rate, you can see everything is just super snappy, and yeah, absolutely love it. So that was that. Thank you very much for watching. Take care. See you soon.